Hello and welcome back, everyone. My name is AJ, one of the mentors here at Bit Trading. And yeah, today, of course, we are going to run through the price of Bitcoin, take a look at the trades I'm in, take a look at the future trades that I'm possibly interested in taking, and yeah, just sort of talking about trading Bitcoin in general, really. So yeah, if that sounds interesting, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. And yeah, we can jump straight on into the analysis. So yeah, I am in a few trades as of right now. Nothing has really changed since the last stream that I've done. Okay, so of course we're still in the long trade from the short trade from all-time high. We're still in the short trade from here as well. Okay, so the short trade from all-time high is this bottom trade that you can see here. Then we have the most recent short trade from right here, okay, which is this one right here. And then we also have a long trade that I am currently in at this moment in time as well. So, yeah, as you can see, I am in a fair few short trades and a long trade as of right now. And yeah, we will, of course, talk about the next trades that I'm interested in taking. But for this long trade that I'm in now, unfortunately, I have taken more profits off of the table than I would have liked to. I did make some sort of mistake when I was taking profit, and you can see there's only small bit of capital left in the trade, but I still would like to be a little bit more long than I am. But initially, right, I've made some really nice profits on this trade, so I'm not too bothered about it. But yeah, I do still think price could actually continue a little bit higher, to be honest with you. So if we take a look at what price is doing right now, we are looking bearish at this moment in time, right? This pullback is looking pretty strong because we are seeing price pull back. We are seeing open interest increase. We are seeing CVD ticking towards the downside. We are seeing high negative delta, and we are also seeing some nice volume coming in as well. So for me, at this moment in time, the pullback that we are seeing is actually quite nice, to be honest with you. And that there is an argument here, and I was talking about it today with the team on the daily market update. Right, there is an argument that there is actually a short trade from here. Personally, for me, I haven't taken the short trade, just because I understand that I am already fairly short on the price of Bitcoin. Right, I have two short trades open, as you can see here. And yeah, they are in some nice profits. And if the price does continue much lower, then I am going to continue to make profits on these short trades, right? So I'm not too worried if I do miss a short trade from here, but there is confluence for a short trade right here. There is confluence for a short trade. It's just not the best short trade setup that I would personally be looking for, right? So we do have a GP 786 level coming in. Okay, that's all well and good. But then we have the liquidity from up here as well, right? So let's just bring up the pen tool, right? We do have the liquidity from up here, okay, which of course we have obviously swept. And yeah, we are getting a nice bearish reaction off of this level. We also have the monthly MPOC, as you can see here. Now we have broken above that monthly MPOC, but we are now possibly forming a failed auction of that monthly MPOC, so there are signs here of weakness, right? Again, coming back to the order flow, this is a strong and healthy pullback for me. Open interest is increasing over time. CVD is ticking towards the downside. High negative delta, right? Fairly high negative delta. And then we have volume, of course, is nice and high as well. So it is a nice pullback. And, this is what I told the team on the Visionary Discord as well. Okay, the Visionary Discord, I said this is a strong pullback, right? Because it is initially a really nice strong back, a really nice pullback, right? Like we had the rise here. Okay, I still like the rise as the open interest is increasing with nice positive delta and nice volume. Right, I was telling the team here I like this rise towards the upside. Okay, and then after I mentioned this to the team, what did we see? We saw higher prices. We saw price come up and actually sweep the liquidity from up here. Now, when I say, right, that it's a nice move towards the downside or like a a strong move towards the downside or a strong move towards the upside, it doesn't mean that, right, we're going to see the biggest move, okay? It's not the expectation of it, right? The expectation of it is that, yes, right, we're seeing a strong move towards the upside. For example, right, a strong move towards the upside. We're seeing a strong move towards the upside, but the expectation is we come up to a level, okay, a level that we have above us, where from there we have to see that strength continue to break through the level to come up to the next level. Where from there, if the strength continues, right, we move up to the next level, okay? If we don't see that strength continue, and then we start to see weakness, which we have seen here, right? We've seen a bit of weakness here, and then that weakness continue with like a strong pullback, then the expectation is, right, that we get further downside to the next sort of like major level or semi-major level towards the downside, right? And you know, there are a few reasons why I haven't actually taken the short trade from here, even though, right, we've had a nice, you know, I'd say a nice bearish reaction to the liquidity up here, to the GP786, to the MPOC possibly as well, right? We'll see in 25 minutes. But, you know, there is a reason why I haven't actually taken this short trade as of yet. And the reason being is because we have actually got above value area low, right? We have got above value area low. And there is a possibility that we could use that value area low as support, okay, reclaiming the value area low and then seeing a bigger move towards the upside, right? So I understand that this strong move towards the downside that we are, let's take a look at XO again, right? This strong move towards the downside that we are experiencing could actually only take us to value area low, where from there we find support and then get the bigger move towards the upside. So this is one of the biggest reasons why I haven't entered into a short trade here. Okay. Yes, it's a valid short trade. Okay. The stop loss you would be looking to have above this high right here. And it is a very valid short trade. But I haven't taken it. I'm probably not going to take it unless we do lose value area low. Where from there, you know, I'm looking for a bigger move towards the downside, which, you know, would take us to 50, this low here. So 56,400, right? That's where I'd be looking for. And then again, right, if the strong move continues down, right, then we're looking for the POC down here, right? So for me, there is just support just below us, right? Literally just below us that we could be coming into, which is telling me that right now is not the time to be entering into a short trade, okay? I am already in short trades, okay? And of course, I gave these short trades away in the Visionary Discord. I told the team when I was entering into these short trades, right? You can take a look up here, right? So I have just taken a short. That was the most recent short setup that I told the team that I was taking from right here. As you can see, it's been very, very profitable. We've taken a lot of profits off of that trade as well. And we still have a little bit left in just in case we do get a bigger move towards the downside, right? Because the expectation is, right? The expectation is that we do see another move towards the downside because we formed a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, the expectation is, you know, if this is going to be that lower high, then we could see a bigger move towards the downside, right? So we want to set ourselves up to be in a profitable or to, you know, make the most of this move towards the downside. Okay, so, you know, I would like to enter into a short here, but I understand that we have support below us that could, right, could flip into support, and then we could see a move towards the upside. Because remember, right, I am long on the price of Bitcoin, okay? We can actually take a look at that as well. I am currently long on the price of Bitcoin. Of course, I gave this setup to the team in the Discord as well. And actually, I was live streaming at the time of taking this long. So if you were watching that live stream, you would have seen the long that I entered into. But I told the team here, like I usually do, I have taken the long trade, right? There was the long setup that we were looking at. I was, of course, on live showing you me entering into this trade, right? And as you can see, after we entered into the trade, we got a really nice rise towards the upside. Of course, we are coming into some resistance now, and we are seeing a little bit of weakness, okay? But initially, we formed a failed auction of the range low. So the expectation really, okay, the expectation really is that we come up to mid-range here. Okay, where from there we could actually see another rise to range high all the way up here. Okay, so the expectation of this failed auction is of course that, but then we also have to look at the bigger picture, right? We also have to have a look at the bigger picture, and we can see that the price is in bearish market structure. Okay, price is in bearish market structure. So these two things are sort of like fighting with each other, because we formed the failed auction of the range low and we're expecting mid-range and possibly even range high, which is all-time high, but then we have bearish market structure. Okay, so from here, what I am going through what's going through my head is that, right, okay, we have bearish market structure, yes, but we also have this failed auction, which the expectation is we come up to mid-range and possibly range high. But to do that, right, what we need to do is we need to get above this previous lower high right here, which is the POC. Once we can get above that, that's when I'm starting to think, right, we're invalidating this bearish market structure right here. Even if we get a short trade set up here, say that we form a failed auction, SFP, okay, of this POC in conformance with the liquidity that's going to be sat up here, right? If we see that, then of course, right, there could be a short setup and we could enter into a short trade. But then, because we've broken this lower high here, right, the expectation would be then that we could form a higher low, right? A higher low. And then from there, right, we could be looking at maybe a pullback to, let's say, the GP786 here, right? Maybe we can get some short absorption coming in there. And then we get the rise towards the upside, right? Taking out this high here, back into bullish market structure and targeting all-time highs, right? Taking a long trade that we possibly enter in here, maybe even a long trade that we're in now, all the way back up to all-time high. Okay, so there are loads of scenarios here, and we just have to make ourselves sort of familiar with all of these scenarios so that we are prepared for every single scenario. Okay, that is the best way, in my personal experience anyway, to be trading, right? Get all of your plans laid out. Write them down if you need to. Okay, for me, I know all of my plans inside of my head. Okay, I understand my plans. And depending on what price does, I trade that plan. Okay, I trade that plan to the T. Okay, so as of right now, right, my plan is just remaining short from up here and remaining long from down here. That's my plan at this moment in time, and I am waiting for a more major level, right? Yes, we are getting a short setup from here. Okay, yes, we're getting a short setup from here. I understand that. But then I understand that we have value area low below us, which is going to act as support. And we also have something else as well, right? If we take a look at the CME, right, we had a CME gap here. We filled that gap, okay? Now, the expectation from filling a CME gap is one of two things, okay? One of two things. We either use the bottom of the gap as support and we get a move towards the upside. Or the more bearish scenario is we lose it, okay, then we get a move towards the downside. Okay, those are the two expectations, right? As of right now, we are using it as support, okay? We are using it as support. And we also have a little bit more support below us with the value area low here as well. Okay, so I understand there is a lot of support below us. So shorting right now isn't the best thing to do, right? If you wanted to enter into a short, the short was from up here. Okay, the short was from up here, the short was up from up here, and the short was from up here as well. All of these trades were given away in the Visionary Discord. Okay, all of these trades I have taken as well. Okay, then we have the long from down here. Is it time to be longing here? No, right? My plan is not to enter into a trade as of right now. Okay, I understand, right? Towards the upside, I have a plan of shorting this. We SFP this, we failed auction this, right? I'm happy to short that and look for lower prices from there. Okay, that is my plan. That is what is in my plan book. We also have this low here, right? Of course, right? If we come down here, to be honest with you, I'd be expecting $51,700. I would be expecting that, but I understand that if we get a long trade set up from here, I will take it. I will trade my plan, and then I'll be looking for higher prices, even if that is just another lower high for then another short trade, okay, I'm still trading my plan, right? I'm taking along from here, which is a long trade setup. If we get it, where we can come up, we could possibly even let's pull up the fib. We can possibly even get long absorption coming into the GP786, giving us a potential another short setup, right? And then we get a move towards the downside to $51,700. Okay, so there are loads of scenarios here, and we just have to wait for one of these scenarios to play out, and then we trade that scenario. Okay, we trade that scenario. That's what I do every single day. I have these scenarios, I lay them out to the team in the daily market updates. I lay them out to the team in the Visionary Discord as well. Okay, and then once the levels are tapped, once once the setups are sort of like activated, then we trade off of them. Okay, that's exactly what we do. We trade off of them. So yeah, let's just check how many people are in here. Seems like there are 7 people. So yeah, make sure you smash that thumbs up button if you are watching over on YouTube. I would really appreciate that. Now I did just forget one thing. I am just share this quickly with the Discord, to be honest with you. Okay, and any questions as well, drop them below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions as well. But yeah, another big thing, right? Again, I've already said it, right? But we have now closed that CME gap. That's quite a big thing. If we start to lose that CME gap, I understand, right? Then the short setup is probably looking more likely. Okay, it is probably looking more likely, and we also would most likely be losing that value area low here. Okay, we'll also be losing that value area low. So for me, that would be more of a stronger short setup. Okay, obviously your stop would be still above the high. If we lose this value area low, right, we'd be targeting down here. Okay, that's where we would be targeting, and that could be a nice short trade. Okay, because we've lost value area low. We've tried to reclaim it, but we haven't. Right, we've then lost it. Okay, so that for me would be a nice short trade. But for now, I don't see the short trade because yes, we have a short trade setup where we are now, but then we have to remember we have value area low just below us, so there's no point of shorting into value area low because it's just a high support, right? We know it's a strong support level, okay? And from there, if we hold value area low support, then we're looking for higher prices, okay? But right now, there is no reason to be entering into a trade at all, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, I would never ever enter into a trade at this level, even though this move towards the downside is pretty nice, to be honest with you. Again, open interest increase, CVD decreasing, right? Nice negative delta, nice volume as well. Okay. So I do like the move towards the downside, but we have support below us. CME gap's been filled. We can use it as support, and we can actually bounce off of that. So yeah, because we've bounced, or because we're using that CME gap as support as of right now, if we do get the bounce, right, of course, the next level towards the upside is mid-range POC. Right, from there, of course, I've mentioned it already. I would be happy to short that, to be honest with you. I would be happy to short that. If we don't get the short setup, right, we're looking for higher prices. Okay, we're looking for value area high. If we break above value area high, then we're looking for range high. Okay, and then we're looking for range high. So yeah, this can get very bullish, right? I say this all the time, right? Things can get very bearish very quickly. Things can get very bullish very quickly, okay? All we have to do is break above these levels, right? It's simple level-to-level trading, but it's so effective, okay? So effective, right? Of course, we're not going to be longing this. We're not going to be longing this, right? We are long from down here. That was the long trade. If you missed the long trade, you remain patient, waiting for a level, waiting for a setup, right? You don't FOMO into a trade whatsoever. You remain patient and you wait for the next key level, right? That's what we do. Okay, that's exactly what we do. But yeah, I think I'm just getting loads of notifications on my phone. I think someone's at the door, so give me 2 seconds. But yeah, if anyone's here got any questions, put them down below, and I'll be happy to answer them. I'm just gonna go see who's at the door quick. My chair is stuck. Right, cool. So yeah, getting back to it right now. Patience, right? Patience is all we need to have. Okay, we're in trades. I'm in trades, and yeah, either way, okay. I've set myself up in a position, and this is always the goal, right? To set yourself up in a position where you are profitable in every scenario. Okay, you are profitable in every scenario, and that's exactly what I've done here, right? I've shorted this, I've shorted this, I've shorted this, and I've longed this, right? So if we do get a continuation higher, right? We stop out this trade here because this stop loss is at entry, right? The long will continue to be profitable. Okay, only very slightly, yes, because I made a mistake and I took too much profit, right? But yeah, again, right? If the short gets, if the longs get stopped out, okay, then of course the shorts pay, right? Long stop losses at entry. Okay, if we continue lower, right, shorts are going to pay even more, right? So yeah, it's looking. We're in a good situation right now. We're in a really really good situation right now, and all we have to do is just remain patient. Okay, there's no rush to be in a trade at this moment in time, and yeah, it's just practicing patience. To be honest with you. We can take a quick look at. We'll have a look at Ethereum as well. So of course, Ethereum is seeing a pullback as well as Bitcoin is at this moment in time. Okay, there was a long trade that I actually missed, to be honest with you, on Ethereum, right? So we had a nice, simple, long setup from down here, SFP. I didn't take the long trade from here. Um, but that would have been the long trade. It would have been a really nice, profitable long trade, but I didn't take it because I was waiting for this low here. I was waiting for that low to be taken, and yeah, we didn't get that. So, um, yeah, I didn't take that long trade. But yeah, Ethereum has been so nice to trade recently, like so nice to trade. So I entered into this short all the way up here, shorted that down, then entered into the long from here, long that up to there, right? Then we had a short trade from here, shorted all the way down to here, and there was a long trade from here. I don't think I took it, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, I didn't take this one just because look how deep your stop loss is, right? So you're going to be targeting this, right? Risk to reward is nice, 1 to 2. I was just looking at this, right, and how I like to use leverage, right? It's that's just a huge, deep retracement, right? So yeah, and I mean it would have been profitable, right, in instances, but you know the expectation is that you want to be looking for this high up here. Yeah, that would have been a nice long trade, but yeah, again, I was waiting for this low down here. Yeah, nice short trade from up here, actually. I didn't take this short trade here, but there was a nice short trade to be had from up there. So Ethereum, yeah, Ethereum has been really, really nice recently to trade, like really nice. A lot, yeah. I mean, Bitcoin's been quite nice to trade, to be honest with you. It's been difficult at times. It has been difficult at times because, you know, I'm looking at this as a range, okay, range high, range low, and we front run these levels so many times, right? We just front run levels so many times, which you know does make it kind of difficult. But you know, the trades have been quite simple, to be honest with you. They've been quite nice, quite simple. Um, yeah, what else? Yeah, at this moment in time, I am just higher time frame trading, right? On the 8, I'm sticking to the 8 and the 4 hour time frame. Just because if you know, I like to trade on the 1 hour sometimes, but if you come into the 1 hour, just look how messy it's looking at this moment in time. Let's get rid of that for now. It is just looking very messy. It's not nice price action to trade. But then when you take a look at it on, you know, the 8 hour, right? That's really, really nice price action to be trading, to be honest with you. I really like this price action. Even though, you know, we are front running levels, it's okay, right? It is really nice price action to be trading, to be honest with you. Let me know let me know where everyone's from as well. If there's anyone in here, let me know where you're from. Because it is actually a bank holiday here. Bank holiday Monday, we call it here in the UK. Not really great weather for it, as per usual. But yeah, you know, with trading, right, a lot of it is patience, okay? A lot of it is patience. Now, of course, you know, if you're more of a day trader and scalp trader, then of course you don't really have to exercise as much patience because you know the trades come around pretty quickly, right? Trades do come around pretty quickly. But yeah, for me, I am more of like a intraday swings, yeah, intraday slash swing trader. Like I will take day trades here and there when I see the setup, but yeah, I do prefer these bigger swing trades, to be honest with you, because it gives me that freedom to not have to be sat at my computer all the time and not feel like I'm working all the time, right? So, it gives me that freedom to put a trade in, or well, first of all, put my levels in, set my alerts. Okay, once the alerts are set off, then I come to my computer. I check the reaction off of the level. I check the confluence. I check the confirmation, right, for a trade. Then I enter into a trade if I see the setup, and yeah, I will put more alerts for my TPs. Okay, I'll of course set my stop loss as well, and then I can just walk away from the computer. And before I was sharing my um how should I say it, like sharing my journey, should I say it like that, or just sharing my trades, really sharing the trades that I take. I wouldn't look at my computer, I wouldn't look at the trade unless I saw my alerts being set off, right? Because there was no need to, right? There was no need to. These trades that I'm looking to have open, I'm looking to have these trays open for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, for however long it takes, of course. But I'm not looking at exiting the trade in the next 30 minutes, right? So I can just step away from the computer, and of course, I will sit down and just reevaluate everything, look at possible new levels. But yeah, the nice thing about being more of like a intraday swing trader, you don't have to be sat in front of the computer all day, and that's what I like, to be honest with you. I do like that, and to be perfectly honest with you, it can get boring at times. It can get boring. You're just you're just waiting, constantly waiting. But this is where you exercise patience, and then patience, it pays. It honestly, patience pays, right? Going back to this short trade that we entered into up here, okay? This was, right, 1 8-hour candle, 2 8-hour candles, 3 8-hour candles, 4 8-hour candles, right? So we're 4 8-hour candles right here before then getting the big drop towards the downside, right? So we entered, right, let's take a look at it actually, because it'll be a lot easier to just show you. But this is how you need to exercise patience, right? So this was the 23rd of the 4th, okay? So 23rd of April, right? As you can see, 8:51 a.m., okay? Then when we finally got the move, okay, that's the move we have been looking for, right? This was on, the 24th, right? So this was the 24th. This was the day after, okay? So we didn't get a move until the day after, right? We were still spending so much time up and around this area, right? A whole 24 hours until we finally got that move, right? And that, to be honest with you, when you're in a trade, 24 hours can feel like a year. It can feel like a very, very long time. So yeah, this is exactly why you need to be exercising patience if you are looking to be more of like an intraday swing trader, right? It's, for me, it works the best, right? For me, intraday slash swing trading, it does really work the best for me. Yeah, just because I can sit at my computer all day and look at this and make some nice profits, but you're obviously trading with more risk. You're trading with lower capital, and you're spending all day at the computer. Whereas when you're looking at intraday slash swing trading, you can trade with more capital, and you can step away from your computer. Really, you don't have to worry about it. Of course, for me now, sharing what I do. Of course, it means that I am sat at my computer a lot more, but I do quite like it. I do quite like sort of like teaching my strategies. Right, I do actually enjoy that. because I know that when I first got into trading, right, I was looking at triangle patterns, I was looking at head and shoulders patterns, I was, trading breakouts, and I just kept failing and failing and failing. And then I'd look at people on YouTube, and I'm thinking, how are they making so much money from trading breakouts and trading these head and shoulders patterns when I'm doing exactly what they're doing, and it's just not working out for me. Until I realized, if you really want to become a profitable trader, that's the surface level stuff. That's the bare minimum stuff that you need. Of course, I will still look at head and shoulders patterns, not so much. I will acknowledge them, but like triangle patterns, I still like use them. Um, but I tend to trade against them rather than with them, right? Um, yeah, I trade against them rather than with them. I use them as an indication of what 99% of the retail traders are going to be doing, and I'm going to obviously be trying to bet against them. For example, right, we were previously looking at a triangle pattern here. Was it like, I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like this. It was something like this. We were looking at a triangle pattern here. We got the fake out towards the upside, right? And then we got the big move down, right? We were looking at shorting this. Well, retail traders, what are they doing on this breakout? Okay, they're longing this. They're longing this breakout whilst I'm actually shorting this, okay, because we're taking the liquidity out from up here, okay? I'm shorting this whilst everybody's longing the breakout. And, 80% of the time, 90% of the time, I am right, okay, and they lose, right? When I started trading, this is exactly what I would have been looking at, right? Get rid of all of this price action here. Okay, I would have been looking at this triangle pattern here, and I would have said, right, we get the break towards the upside. I am taking a long trade, right? I would have long this, and it just does not work, right? And also, it's like, if you long this, where are you going to put your stop loss? Your stop loss really has to be all the way down here. Whereas now, that's my take profit. Okay, where your stop loss would be, that's my take profit. And you can see that was hit, right? So, trading against trading against retail traders is the way to go, right? It is the way to become a profitable trader. And I know that myself, I am a retail trader, right? I am one of those retail traders, but I don't trade like a retail trader, right? That's the aim of the game. The aim of the game, there's so many aims to the game, right? But another aim, I love my aim to the games, but one of the aim of the games is to trade like an institution, right? Trade how an institution's going to trade, not trade like a retail trader. And yeah, if you're trading breakouts, of course, it's not financial advice, but I just don't agree with it at all. I do not agree with trading breakouts. Exactly like this, right? Exactly like this failed auction, right? What do we understand people are going to be doing here? They're going to be looking at this as a parallel channel. They're going to be shorting the breakout. What am I doing? I'm longing, right? I'm looking for a long trade whilst everybody else is looking for a short trade, right? So it's just sort of like understanding how the market works, and they're not going to learn, right? These retail traders that get into trading and thinking it's that simple. If it was that simple, you trade a triangle, everybody would be rich. Everybody would be rich looking at a triangle, and the triangle breaks towards the upside, and we go into the top of the triangle. Yes, it does work every now and then, right? But it's not sustainable whatsoever. It's not sustainable. And to be honest with you, like the strategies that I use at this moment in time, I wouldn't say anytime soon, but in 10 years' time, they may not even work. Of course, the markets are ever evolving, and there are going to be there are going to be changes, right? I remember back in the day when I first started to learn how to trade properly, not looking at silly patterns, right? We would see SFPs, right? SFPs are the easiest things to trade, right? Simple setups, simple invalidation, simple take profits, right? Such good trade setups, right? But I remember a time back in God's 20, was it 2020? Yeah, so yeah, back in 2020 when we had an SFP, right? And the wick of the SFP would be like 10, 15, 20, even 30%, right? You would get a huge wick. And it was just so simple to trade, even though that your stop is quite far down, right? It was just so simple to trade. So simple to trade. And it just always played out. Nowadays, right? Swing failure patterns, SFPs, right? They don't work as well as they used to. They do still work amazingly well, but you used to be able to trade SFPs without any other indicator, right? Any other I wouldn't say indicator, but like any other level, right? You could just trade an SFP as an SFP, and you wouldn't have to worry about confluence or anything. Nowadays you do, right? Nowadays you do. We had the SFP from up here, right? So we SFP'd this high there. Okay, what do we also have? We also had a weekly naked point of control. Okay, so that SFP is a valid SFP. If it's an SFP on its own, it's a little bit harder, right? This was an SFP on its own, okay, from the all-time high, right? From up there, it was an SFP on its own. Of course, I entered on a lower time frame, but for me, that was a major level because it was all-time high. So I'd marked out all-time high, and then we'd SFP'd all-time high. That's just a strong trade, right? That is a very strong trade. But then you can look at, like, for example, an SFP of this here, right? You're forming an SFP of this. Okay, you've entered into the long here. You only get a very small move towards the downside before getting stopped out, really. So yeah, and back in the day, right, back in like 2020, this SFP would have just absolutely shot up in price. But yeah, the markets evolve, right? And over time, SFPs haven't remained as powerful as they used to, right? But they are still very powerful. At this moment in time, failed auctions are like my favorite thing to trade. Of course, with confluence, right? We want to be looking for confluence. Diagonal levels as well. Diagonal levels are levels that I absolutely hate trading with as well. When I see people trading with diagonal levels, I just instantly know that they aren't professional traders. If you have diagonal levels, then I just despise them. It's personal preference, It's what works for me. Of course, it's different for everyone, but when you have a diagonal level, like they do work, right? I understand that, yes, they do. I'm trying to find an example here, right? If you're looking at this, right? I understand that if you've marked it out like this, right? You've got a bounce, right? And then you're looking for price to come here. You can long this, bounce here, but it's not true support. This isn't. It's not true support. Horizontal levels are true support. Okay. Horizontal levels are true support. And it's like volume, right? People don't use volume enough, right? When I first started trading as well, right? I fell for this as well. I don't even have it on here, but literally just the standard trading view volume, right? You get a breakout, you get a big spike in volume, and you're long or short that, whether it's a break towards the upside or towards the downside. This volume, okay, this vertical volume is terrible to use. It's okay, right, just to look at, just understand where high volume was. But what is so underrated and what nobody really uses is horizontal volume. Okay, of course you got your vertical volume, but your horizontal volume is just the best thing, right? Fixed range volume profiles. If I could only use one trading tool for the rest of my life, it would probably be the fixed range volume profile. Let's say trading tool, right? Because if you're spotting like SFPs, you don't need a trading tool to spot that, right? But like if we're looking at indicators, yeah, even over like CVD, which is just extremely powerful. It's like the RSI on steroids. Um, yeah, I prefer it even to the CVD, right? So yeah, this is the fixed range volume profile. It would be if I had the option of one trading tool, it would be the fixed range volume profile. It is just incredibly powerful. And then, of course, you go into detail and you look at exo charts, you look at footprint, right? It's just unbelievable how much information you can gather from something like this. It's amazing, and I will never ever trade without this ever again. I do actually have a daily MPOC coming in there, like from the Friday, yeah, 61,700. Have I marked that out already? No. It's support with the value area low, so not the best combo for. I wouldn't long this. To be honest, I wouldn't long it. It's not a long for me. Let's have a look. Do we have a weekly? Have a weekly MPOC up here at 69.90. I've already got that marked. 90 weekly, and of course, there's going to be 90 monthly as well. Any questions? Yeah, just let me know in the comments, in the chat, and I don't mind answering them. But yeah, looking at this fixed range volume profile, the expectation, right? If I was to get rid of everything on this chart, okay, the expectation is that we come up to value area high. But then again, right, we have to remember that we are in bearish market structure, so yeah, we have to break this. We have to break the POC to get there, right? Because that's the previous lower high that you can see right there. So yeah, we're getting a nice bounce off of filling that CME gap, which is actually quite bullish, to be honest with you. And this again, right, is why I haven't taken this short trade. okay, from the monthly MPOC, right? This is a level, this is a plan that I've had for, a while. Well, ever since the monthly MPOC, to be honest with you, was created. I have been looking to short this level, but I wanted to see the bearish confirmation, bearish confluence, bearish reaction, and I haven't really seen the bearish reaction that I want to see at this level, right? Price was showing strength coming into the level. Yes, now we're starting to see the bearish reaction, right? We're getting a healthy move towards the downside, a strong move towards the downside. Okay, we're seeing that, yes. But now I'm starting to understand, right, value area lows below us. If we use that as support, right, we're going to get a move towards the upside. We're going to stop out this short trade. We're going to POC, where from there, there's actually a better short trade from here. If we get the short setup, of course. If we don't, then we're targeting value area high, right? Very plain and simple. Let me know where, if there's anybody watching, let me know where you're from. Be quite interested. Or if you've got your own perspective on the market, I'll be quite interested to hear as well. So yeah, again, right, there is strong resistance here. So if we do see the pullback from here, say we lose value area low, okay, and we do come lower, I'm prepared for this scenario again, right? I'm in short trades. I'm prepared for the scenario, and I wouldn't be surprised, right? I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if we were to come down and actually take out this low here, forming another lower low. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever, because of this bearish market structure that we are in. So we're getting another move here. Now, there are longs kicking in, there are longs opening up here, but a very minuscule amount of longs. Again, short trade. If we lose value area low, to be honest, I'd quite like that short trade. And, yes, the risk to reward ratio isn't the best. It's a 1 to 1.57. But in all fairness, right, if we're coming down here, my expectation is that we are going much lower. Okay, and we're not going to see a long setup from there. But then again, it's still a valid trade. But yeah, I would just like to see value area low lost, because if we're going to use value area low as support, then without a shadow of a doubt, I'm expecting, right, POC. Where from there, if we don't get the short trade set up, then we're looking for higher prices. So I wouldn't want to be shorting this. But let's remember, right, this could be the lower high. This could be the lower high. Right here. It could be the lower high. All right, we'll give it a few more minutes. We've almost been live an hour now. Just give it a few more minutes, see if anyone drops in and wants to discuss anything. Yeah, to be honest with you, nothing's really changed since the last live stream that I did. It's all a bit boring to say. But that's a part of the game. That's exactly part of the game. And when it gets boring, and if I am in trades, then the best thing to do is just to step away and have fun, really, and sort of forget about the trades, to be honest with you, until you then need to get back to the computer once your alerts have been set off. Okay, your TPs have been tapped. I'm also trying to build a trading journal at this moment in time as well, to sort of release out for you guys as well. Because I do want to build a trading journal for myself as well. I do have one, but yeah, it's on Excel spreadsheets, and I found Notion to be quite good for making a trading journal on. To be honest, it's just it's like visually easy to see, visually easy to read, whereas with my journal on Excel spreadsheets, it's just extremely messy. And then I can't also like import a photo into it. I can, but then it just messes up the whole thing and it just looks rubbish. So yeah, I've been creating a journal on Notion, just sort of playing around with it. To be honest with you, I'm gonna start using it, and then once I'm happy with it, then I can share it. But yeah, this pullback's still pretty strong, to be honest with you. We are still getting some longs in, but even here, you can just see the bearish market structure that's going on, right? You can see low, high, lower low, higher low, lower low, possibly higher low here, coming into previous day value area low. We're clearly using that as resistance. Even the previous day equilibrium, we're using that as resistance as right now. So yeah, we could get a rejection off of this and continue this price lower. Right, it is a healthy pullback in my eyes. We have no short absorption coming in whatsoever. There's no absorption, so there's no reason really looking at XO charts for the price not to go lower. But then we take a look, of course, we understand we do have value area low below us, and then obviously CME gap below us as well. That, of course, has been filled, but support potentially. But yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Been live for an hour. Nothing has changed. Nothing's too exciting here, right? We want to see a bigger move, whether that's towards the upside or towards the downside. I don't care. I'm prepared for all scenarios. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching if you are here watching. But yeah, I will see you for the next live stream. So